Hello everyone, welcome to Tagalong Tuesday. For this week I am creating my front and back cover for this ICAD challenge that I'm doing. So you saw me use binding rings because there are 61 ICADs in total when I'm finished. So I needed large ones and that's why I decided to bind it like this. So this is just plain chipboard, quite thin. Put some holes in it, as you can see. And with a palette knife, I'm putting some gesso down on it. And then in the wet gesso, I go in with this iridescent or, well, a very bright yellow. And above that is this beautiful blue color. And together they make kind of an 80s vibe with fluorescent colors. That'll change in the end, of course. I have dried this layer and with the heat gun. Now I'm going in with a dark blue. It's all acrylic paint today. And I'm using that to create some drippage, and you see my orientation is this way with the blue on top and the yellow underneath, but you'll see that I'm changing that later on in the process because I didn't like the way it looked this way. So using drippage and a bit of splatter to create some interest on this background. And then I was thinking, okay, what to do next. So I dried it and used the tissue to wipe off the excess that was still on there, even after drying. Didn't dry that quick. So then I decided I'm going to use a stencil, one of my favorite stencils, and I'm using the heavy gel medium from Liquitex. It's almost done, so I have to buy me a new one. I really love this stuff. It dries clear, as you know, as most of you know, and it creates a wonderful resist. This is the next day, and it's dried completely. And now I'm going in with acrylics again, and just using my fingers and rubbing the acrylic paint in the creases that are there, of course. So you notice that the pattern is getting more visible, and really am enjoying this. And I used a contrasting color, an orange. Don't know why, but I really like the way this looked. Using a tissue, a baby wipe, to get the excess off, and if I don't like it, I take everything off and then just do it again. And then I am doing the same but using a blue color. This is the same blue color that I used to put the drippage on, but I'm mixing it with the red that I used in the yellow part underneath. So that's me using the same colors but then in a different combination. So it's getting a bit of green, and again using the tissue paper to get the excess of where I want it to create some lighter spots. Okay, and then I was thinking, okay, what next? I needed a little bit of interest, but I really didn't want to do too much to it. This is a card that I did with a gel medium with the leftovers from the cover and the back cover. So that dried, of course, overnight as well. And I'm going in with the same colors, but this time only with the orange and the reddish pink color. It's not really red, but oh well, it looks red. Doing the same as I did on the cover as well. I really like the way this looks. And then I'm just going to put a heart on the front, and I was struggling with the size, so this is a very large one. In the end I am cutting it down quite a bit, because first I thought I'm going to do it half on the front and half on the back. Didn't like that, too much work. So I cut it down, as you can see. And now I'm tracing the edges with my Pitt pen, artist Pitt pen from Faber-Castell. Really love that. And then I'm gluing the heart down with the gel medium as well because it sticks very well. Now, liking, tracing the edges a bit more black. Like it. Now doing the same, of course, with the whole cover. There is no project of mine that doesn't have a black cover line or edge in some way, so. And I really like this sparkly and vibrant colors that I've got going on. Now, the only thing that was needed was making sure that I know that this book is from the Summer Challenge, and in Dutch is Crafterij. That's the shop that the hosts the challenge. Crafterij Zomer Challenge. So summer is zomer in Dutch. So it's C Z Z, I think. Yeah. It's kind of, it sounds like the same, doesn't it? C and Z, or Z and Z. No, well, you know, you see what is happening there. Now, I just left this in because, you know, I changed my mind a lot. So first I was stamping it on this card. Didn't like it, didn't like the way it looked. I cut it out and then placed it on the card. Not really what I was going for, so I tossed it aside and changed my mind into these wooden pieces. And I chose to do them in gold, but first the wood would suck the gold paint right into it, so I made a kind of a primer with this beautiful color from Liquitex. And then I didn't dry it in between. Just covering it with gold and heating it quite well, and you get those bubbles. So I'm really liking that. You might have seen a tutorial 2 years ago from me when I used this bubble technique on nice charms that I made. Now, wanted to light it all up, and so I'm just using this iridescent gold. When it dries, it has a gold sheen, but it's just a little bit lighter. So this is it, everyone. I thought it was just fine enough. Really liking the way this looks. So I'm just edging the other side as well. First I wanted to do a little heart on that one, but I didn't bother doing it, so I'm just putting it on. And then I'm done for this week's tag along. So I might just do a video on the cards that I made already, so you can see what I'm doing. And from some of them I've got a tutorial. But I hope you like this, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.